learn. Hopefully the Riders hang on and we win that bet. Let's bring in an Elk fan right now. The Elks are going down on Saturday. They're playing the BC Lions in BC. 54,000 people. It's going to be packed because Snoop Dogg is in the house. Although the Lions do well anyways, like for their home openers, even without the bands. They get a good crowd in Vancouver. They actually averaged basically 28,000 fans a game last year. And that doesn't include like the opening game, like after selling 54,000. So it's one of the more successful franchises in the league, actually. Nick, what's going on?
Yes, mate, I'm a bit worried. I don't think the Elks players will enjoy playing in front of a massive crowd because the crowds have been so bad here the last few years. Maybe the NCAA players coming up will be used to the big crowd. But a lot of people razz up Snoop Dogg about the extra smoke in the air that's going to happen. But as you know, Snoop Dogg is actually a football coach. And when I was at Super Bowl in Jacksonville in 2005, he was down there coaching kids. So he loves his football. Don't know much about his music, but I think BC Lions will win just. But hey, the battle of two great Canadian quarterbacks, that's amazing, isn't it? Trey Ford and Nathan Rourke. I think it will come down to the best quarterback, actually.
Yeah, it's the first time ever, actually, that two Canadian quarterbacks will open up head-to-head against each other, like to start a season. So they've come a long way. I like, though, that Mick, Snoop Dogg is being a big football guy more than his music. But you are right, Mick. He's hardcore. Like, he coaches kids. He funds youth leagues. I had a vets group on at the Super Bowl on Media Row, veterans that have been, with PTSD and stuff like that from war. And Snoop Dogg's like their ambassador. Like he shows up and he played against them in like a flag football game. He's pretty hardcore Snoop Dogg. Like he's not doing it because of money or this or that. He actually does love football, like you said, right? So like he goes to like as many games as he can, Snoop Dogg. So speaking of which, it's an entertaining game. I'm just frustrated I'm not on the over of the game. So Mick, what are your CFL picks? So we'll get to the NHL and AFL and everything, but what are your CFL picks this week? Tomorrow, the Montreal Alouettes host the Toronto Argonauts, laying 4 points. Saturday, BC are 5.5-point favorites against Edmonton, and Hamilton are 2-point favorites in Calgary.
Well, you got to go with the Alouettes at home without Chad Kelly at quarterback. He broke his leg, so he's still not right. And the Argos have lost a lot of defensive players. The Alouettes are looking good, and they're second to top favourite to win the Grey Cup at 5.25, I see. So I like the Alouettes to win and probably cover. But if Chad Kelly was playing, it'd be totally different. I do like the Tiger Cats to beat those rotten Stampeders. The Stampeders got a whole new defence. And Jake Meyer, the quarterback, is not even on the roster from last year. So I like Vernon Adams Jr.
He's better than Jake Meyer. They got a better quarterback now.
Yeah, he's not good.
I just like that that's the one team you don't like is the Stampeders. Like you got a grudge against. Like you just don't like them.
I don't. I never have, mate. They're arrogant. You know that, and that's why I gotta get some wins on the board for the new Elks coach, the former Stampeder, before I trust him. But no, I think the Tiger Cats, and they got Kenny Lawler at wide receiver. He is fantastic, that guy. Bit injury prone, but with Bo Levi, Jeans Mitchell back in Calgary and upset that they dumped him still. Him to Kenny Lawler. I like Tiger Cats to win that one. And like I said, I think the Lions will beat the Elks just. But don't you love it that Jake Ceresna, the star on defense, is back in Edmonton? He should have never been traded to Toronto. That was crazy. Chris Jones doing that for Bethel Thompson. What a joke. So Ceresna, watch for him on the D-line for Elks. He's a star.
Yes. Mick Aussie in the house with us. A shout out to our boy Jesse. Good to see you, Jesse, the gift master. But God, this game's slowing down and they just fumbled, but I think they recovered it. But I was asking Mick, you ever seen the lady in Edmonton around that dresses like the Stanley Cup? She paints herself silver, dresses like the Stanley Cup. Jesse sent me a picture of her last night. She couldn't get into the game because it's like $1,200, but I brought it up on the show last night, Mick. That little party they got going on outside the arena in Edmonton. It doesn't seem like they're like, it seems to be pretty much a free for all. Like I said, it's a bunch of like teenagers smoking weed and drinking out there. Like, I'm surprised that like someone doesn't say, listen, man, we got a problem. Like, we got a bunch of teenage girls getting drunk on TV.
They had a shot of this kid. He's like shotgunning a beer. He looked like he was 9. Like,
they all fight after. I remember I brought it up. Why you guys fight? They're all kids. They all get wasted and fight after.
Why do you think I live here, Gabe? Because this is one of the last frontiers. Every other city is woke and you can't do this and that. It's not that cold anymore either, mate. This is a good city, affordable. But the Oilers tickets were more than 6 times the amount. I told you that lady, the chiropractor, she said it was going to be more than 1,800 for Game 5. It was going to be about 2,300. So, mate, they're crazy. But if he's not a thief if people are paying it, are they? But it's ridiculous, mate. You could go to Mexico or Caribbean for a week instead of going to an Oilers game. But hey, whatever. Good on them if they want to pay it. But if you lose, you'd be pretty upset spending all that money. But yes, you're right. A lot of young girls down there. Some good scenery and good scenery in the crowd as well, mate.
Mick Aussie in the house. When are you doing your trip, Mick? When's your trip?
I leave Sunday morning, get this,
okay.
And I get to London at 7 o'clock Monday morning, and guess what I'm doing? I am going straight to Wimbledon. I'm doing the museum and the Wimbledon tour with my bag. Going there, can't wait for that. I love tennis, as you know.
Awesome.
And then I'm heading to the hotel. But get this, Gabe, you'll love this. I did a little video on shepherd's pole serving to himself. You couldn't see the other guy playing. It was bizarre.
A shepherd pole. I thought you were saying shepherd's pie at first. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who Dennis Shepherd Hall is. Like, I know who Harry Hall is.
Shepherd Polov.
Oh, that
Canadian.
Yeah. Chapeau. Yeah.
Nick, you're not even close. Like, it sounds like you're saying shepherd's pie.
I like shepherd's pie. It's delicious.
Shepherd Polov.
I'm in London.
It's not shepherd pole. Cover. We're worried about them covering, and then they actually win the freaking game outright. Halliburton hits another game-winning shot with 0.3 seconds left. 111-110. Epic stuff tonight. We got Mick Aussie with us. We got to get to your AFL picks. We got Julio on the radar, although we'll see about that. And Mick, you say you got a clam chowder story for us, mate. But let's go quick here. We don't have a ton of time, so give us the story and then your AFL picks.
Yeah, he calls me up and he's chatting and he goes, I called up Gabe's fiance, and I said, what do you mean you called up Gabe's fiance? He goes, yeah, I called her on a Facebook video. So I'm nearly laughing my head off because, everything's so private with you, Gabe. And she goes, I suppose you want to talk to Gabe. And Clam goes, no, I want to talk to you. I says, why'd you want to talk to her? And Clam goes, I just wanted to get to know her. And then apparently she was with her girlfriend having coffee, so he only talked to her for a minute. But I'm laughing my head off, mate.
Why are you telling me a story I already know? Like, I don't really understand, like, how this is some... Exactly.
I know he's calling me.
That's how nobody calls people on Facebook, Cam. Like, if you're on Facebook, you could just call someone. You don't need their number. Yeah, that's why you're not. Actually, that'd be my worst nightmare too. Like, people on Facebook call, like Clam Chowder will call, and his face just pops up like a video screen there.
Yeah, I can't have that happen. Yeah. I got enough problems. Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah. Mick, I'm glad you're going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Actually, after this, like, it's like a suspension. Go to England. Like, go to England. Like,
shepherd's pie.
Yeah, go to England, eat some shepherd's pie and some kidney stuff. No, we love Chowder. I got it. It's like, all right, Chowder's crazy. We know he is. We already knew that. All right, so.
Oh, he misses you, mate. He misses you. It's funny. He misses you. Anyway.
What's your AFL pick, Mick?
Picks. He's getting bad. He's getting sour. Picks.
All right. Best bets. The money line. Magpies, Collingwood Magpies, and Geelong Cats, I think, is the safest. And then the Carlton Blues should beat the Essendon Bombers for a 3-way multi. But it's a tough week, mate. So the teams you like on the money line, I think they'll pay okay. And then the Greater Western Sydney Giants should beat the Power, Port Adelaide Power, but that's a risky one. But one of the games of the week is the Adelaide Crows at home versus the Brisbane Lions. I think the Crows will win that, but that could go either way. Lions are on top. Crows are in third spot, so that should be an absolute ripper, but it might rain, so there's another one. And take the Richmond Tigers on the plus, as they might even defeat the Sydney Swans, because the Sydney Swans are terrible, as we know. Even though the Swans are favourite, they got belted by the Crows by 90 points. So I like the Tigers on the plus and even the money line there.
Mick Aussie. All right, Mick, safe travels. When's the big cricket match that's going to last like 5 days? When's it start?
Yeah, it starts Wednesday and the weather's looking good up until Saturday. So take the Aussies to win. They are favourite. And I like a couple of the players to win the man of the match. Steve Smith or our boy Travis Head, or the bowlers Stark and Cummins. So the Aussies have got the first 6 players as favourite to win man of the match. But let's hope it doesn't rain, because that'd really ruin it.
All right, Mick. We're gonna let you go before you start sharing your tour itinerary with us and where you're going for breakfast. All right, there's Mick Aussie was. Thanks, Mick. Safe travels.
Shepherd's pie, bangers and mad. Later,
This
Mick.
guy,
Have a good one.
we got to be quick. He takes like 10 minutes. Tells us something like,
well, you know, clam chowder called out of the blue cafe. Like, what the hell, shepherd's pie? I don't know what the hell we're talking
I thought it was
about.
going to be an Argo story or something. Clam Chowder was posting pictures of him with his Argo championship rings.
Yeah,
that he hustled one of them from Cam. He basically like just shook Cam down for.
And he drank all my Pepsi too. Nobody drinks my Pepsi.
Big Head Julio joins us. What's
Julio,
up, Julio?
What a melon you got there, Julio. It's huge,
Look,
man.
Don't you love here in the States, baseball's too long, it's too long. And then cricket is 5 days. It's the summertime. It's nothing but drinking. Is anyone complaining? Both sports have been around for a century. Who's complaining about the time of the cricket matches? No one, because it's time to get drunk. It's the same in the summertime. Why do you think minor league baseball is so popular? Cheap beer.
I've said it before, and it's actually true. People don't believe it. You can look up the study, but a goldfish has a longer attention span than the average American does right now. So that's why cricket will never catch on in the U.S.
Goldfish crushes Mick.
What, a goldfish, Mick?
Touché.
No, I don't know. Mick, no, Mick's like a pit bull. He's got a long attention span. He stays on one thing forever, this guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why he's going to a cricket match. He doesn't.